Ladies, if you're over 60, I need your full attention. As a brain doctor with over 30 years of experience, I thought I'd seen it all until I came across this shocking new research. A fruit commonly eaten by millions of seniors could be quietly raising your risk of stroke, literally overnight. I was stunned. You might even have it in your kitchen right now. Stay with me to the end, because I'm going to reveal the fruit, the science behind the risk, and what safer alternatives you can eat instead. And while you're here, please hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below. Do you eat fruit every single day? Yes or no? Your answer might surprise you. Let's begin. 1. Why seniors are more vulnerable to stroke than ever before. Let's talk about something we don't often want to admit: how aging affects our brains and our bodies. As women over 60, we enter a new biological season, and with it comes a shift that makes us far more vulnerable to strokes than we were even a decade earlier. You see, stroke isn't just something that happens because of bad luck or family history, though those things can play a role. It's often the silent buildup of everyday habits that tip the scale. First, there's arterial stiffness. As estrogen declines after menopause, our blood vessels lose some of their natural flexibility. This makes it harder for blood to flow smoothly, especially through the tiny, delicate vessels that lead to the brain. Second, blood pressure tends to creep up, often without us noticing. That added pressure increases the risk of those tiny vessels rupturing or getting blocked by a clot. Both situations can cut off blood flow to the brain in a matter of seconds. Third, clotting factors increase as we age. Our blood becomes stickier, and that's partially due to reduced hydration, slower circulation, and in some cases, medications. A clot that wouldn't have mattered in your 30s might become life-threatening in your 70s. And yet, many of us continue to eat the same foods, take the same pills, and follow the same routines, without realizing how our bodies have changed. That's why I'm so passionate about educating you now. Because when we know better, we age better. 2. The shocking truth about grapefruit. Now, let's talk about the fruit I mentioned earlier, the one that shocked me when I saw the research. It's grapefruit. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Wait, I thought grapefruit was good for you. And in a way, it is. It's low in calories, rich in vitamin C, and packed with antioxidants. But here's where things get dangerous. Grapefruit contains natural compounds called furanocoumarins. These interfere with a very important enzyme in your liver known as CYP3A4. This enzyme's job is to break down certain medications so they don't build up in your body to toxic levels. But when you eat grapefruit or drink its juice, those furanocoumarins essentially turn off that enzyme. And when that happens, your medication just sits in your bloodstream, building up and intensifying. For example, if you're on a statin to lower cholesterol, it could lead to muscle breakdown or liver damage. If you're taking blood pressure medication, it might cause your blood pressure to drop too low, leading to fainting or dizziness. If you're on blood thinners, it can lead to uncontrolled bleeding or, in contrast, poor clot regulation that could result in a stroke. And here's the scariest part. Even a single serving of grapefruit can cause this enzyme to stay suppressed for over 24 hours. That means if you take your medications daily and eat grapefruit just once, you could unknowingly set yourself up for a dangerous situation without any warning signs. It's a classic example of how something natural can still be risky, especially as we age and our bodies become more sensitive to interactions. 3. Why doctors rarely warn you about it. This is one of the most frustrating parts, even for me as a neurologist. You might be wondering, if grapefruit is this risky, why don't more doctors warn us about it? And you're absolutely right to ask that question. Here's the reality. Many general practitioners aren't fully aware of how extensive the grapefruit interaction problem is. And even those who know may only mention it for a few high-profile drugs like statins. But the truth is dozens and dozens of medications are affected. Some estimates say more than 85 drugs interact negatively with grapefruit, and most patients are never told. Pharmacists might include it in the tiny print on your medication label or leaflets. But who really reads every page of those pamphlets, especially when the warnings are buried between paragraphs of jargon? Plus, let's be honest, grapefruit has a good reputation. It's associated with weight loss, clean eating, and healthy breakfasts. So it's not intuitive to think it could be harmful. The only reason I know about this and teach about it so passionately is because I've seen real patients suffer. I've seen women in stroke units who had no idea that their grapefruit habit could have been part of the problem. Women who were taking all the right meds, exercising, trying to eat well, and still ended up with a major stroke due to an unspoken dietary interaction. The medical system isn't perfect, but knowledge is power. And once you know this, you can protect yourself better than most people ever will. 4. Who's most at risk? Check this list. If you're wondering whether you're personally at risk, listen closely. This next section might just save your life or someone you love. You're most at risk if you're over 60, on 2 or more medications, diagnosed with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, atrial fibrillation, or anxiety, or if you've ever been told your kidney or liver function isn't perfect. Now here are some specific medications that react negatively with grapefruit: amlodipine, nifedipine, or felodipine for high blood pressure, atorvastatin, simvastatin, or levastatin for cholesterol, clopidogrel or warfarin for clot prevention, sertraline, buspirone, or diazepam for mental health support, hormonal treatments like estradiol, progesterone, or testosterone therapies. Even certain antihistamines, antibiotics, and sleep medications have dangerous grapefruit interactions. And here's something even more troubling. If you're on multiple interacting medications, grapefruit can multiply the effects across the board. It's like stacking dominoes. One falls, and the rest quickly follow. So, if you see any of these medications on your prescription list, please don't panic, but do speak with your doctor or pharmacist immediately. You don't need to overhaul your diet in fear, but a simple switch from grapefruit to something safer could be one of the best choices you make for your long-term brain and heart health. 5. But what about other citrus fruits? Let me clarify something important. Not all citrus fruits are dangerous. One of the biggest misunderstandings I see is women swearing off all citrus after learning about grapefruit. But you don't need to fear an entire food group. You just need to know which ones play nice with your medications. Let's start with the good news. Citrus fruits like oranges, mandarins, tangerines, lemons, limes do not contain significant amounts of the furanocoumarins that make grapefruit so problematic. These fruits are generally safe for seniors, even if you're on multiple medications. They provide hydration, fiber, and powerful antioxidants that help reduce inflammation, especially in the brain. But here's the twist. Some lesser-known citrus fruits do carry risk, and they often fly under the radar. One of the most common culprits is the Seville orange. Yes, the one often used in traditional marmalade. It shares a chemical profile with grapefruit and can cause similar drug interactions. Another sneaky one is the pomelo, a giant citrus fruit that's popular in Asian cuisine. So, if you're someone who enjoys exotic fruits or imported marmalades, read those labels. When in doubt, ask your pharmacist, or better yet, stick to navel oranges or mandarins, which are sweet, safe, and brain-friendly. The takeaway here is balance, not fear. Citrus fruits can still be your friend. Just choose the ones that work with your health, not against it. 6. Safer fruits that protect your brain. Now, let's switch gears from what to avoid to what to embrace. The older we get, the more important it becomes to nourish our brains intentionally. While some fruits pose risks, Others are like natural medicine for your mind, circulation, and mood. Here are 5 fruits I personally eat and regularly recommend to my patients over 60. 1. Blueberries. These are tiny, but they pack a mighty punch. Blueberries are loaded with flavonoids, especially anthocyanins, which have been shown to improve memory and delay cognitive decline. Some studies even suggest that just 1 cup of blueberries a day can improve brain function within weeks. Plus, they help fight oxidative stress, which contributes to aging. Pro tip: buy them frozen. If fresh ones are pricey, frozen blueberries are just as beneficial. 2. Avocados. Yes, technically a fruit. Avocados are high in healthy monounsaturated fats, which support blood flow to the brain. That improved circulation can boost concentration and lower your risk of stroke. Avocados also help regulate blood pressure, thanks to their high potassium content. And that's crucial as blood pressure is a leading stroke risk factor in seniors. 3. Apples. They're not just an old wives' tale. Apples, especially with the skin on, contain quercetin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. It helps protect brain cells from oxidative damage and may reduce the risk of neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's. Plus, apples are rich in fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar, a major factor in stroke prevention. 4. Kiwis. This often overlooked fruit is a vitamin C powerhouse without the drug-interacting compounds found in grapefruit. Kiwis support immune health, reduce blood pressure, and improve digestion. Their low glycemic index also makes them a smart choice for seniors managing diabetes. 5. Bananas. Simple, familiar, and incredibly effective. Bananas are full of potassium, which helps counteract the effects of sodium on blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the biggest contributors to stroke and vascular dementia. Bananas also contain magnesium, another brain-friendly mineral that helps calm the nervous system. If you build your fruit intake around these 5, you'll not only be protecting your brain, you'll also be supporting your heart, digestion, and immune system without any scary medication interactions. 7. Final thought: 1 fruit isn't the enemy, it's the mismatch. I want to wrap up this section with a simple but powerful truth. Grapefruit isn't evil, and neither is any food in isolation. The real problem lies in the mismatch between what you eat and what you're taking, between how your body used to function in your 40s and how it functions now in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. This is what no one tells you. As your metabolism slows, your liver and kidneys become less efficient, and your margin for error shrinks. Something as small as a daily grapefruit could quietly build up medication levels in your system until one day, boom, you have a stroke, and no one connects the dots. But here's the good news. Now, you're ahead of 90% of people your age who are still in the dark. That knowledge gives you control. So don't panic, plan. Take a look at your medications. Check in with your pharmacist or doctor. Replace grapefruit with safer alternatives like kiwi or berries. And most importantly, treat your brain like the miracle it is, because when it's gone, there's no replacing it.